All right, what's up? What's up? What it do? How you is? How are you? This video is it's about females, young and old, and how we as a people, how fathers, uncles, brothers can try to protect females in our culture. Now, I was watching three things. I was watching two movies and one documentary. One movie was called "What About Your Friends?" Weekend Getaway. Another movie was called Black Girl. It was a 1972 movie. And the documentary was on Drew Dixon, on the record. All right, Drew Dixon is one of the females that was she claimed that Russell Simmons had sex with her and disrespected her on the job, sexual harassment. And when I say claim, I'm not saying that I don't believe her. I'm just keeping it politically correct. Politically correct when I say, a claim, because she did put in a claim. She did, go out and put herself out there, tell the world about what happened to her. And on this movie, Black Girl, you got a young lady that lives with her mother and two of her siblings, two of her sisters. And she likes to dance. And this other movie is with Keisha. What's her name? Keisha Pulliam Knight, Rudy off of the Cosby Show, and two other females who I don't know. I guess they they're known in their own way. When I say in their own way, because I think I've seen both of them in other movies. But anyway, I'm searching for the words to make sure that I'm saying everything that I want to say. This is not scripted. I don't have any jot notes, or any posties or anything like that. I'm just going off the top of my head, and that's how I do all of my vlogs, my video blogs. I have some things, to use as reference, but other than that, that's about it. I'm going by memory. To which, I watch these videos, movies, before I post the video blog. So anyway, like I say, this video is about protecting our young ladies, our young women, our females. I'm speaking hypothetically whenever I say, if I had a daughter, what I will want, the things that I will want to do. And it kind of touches home for me because I remember when I was younger, I would pay attention to what was going on around me. I'd see how my mother was doing things and how she was treated. And then checking out the girls, while I was going through school. Elementary, preschool, elementary. I ain't gonna say preschool because I don't remember all that. I kind of remember it. I have a couple of memories. But, and I don't remember kindergarten. But I remember some elementary. I remember, middle school, high school. So it goes to say that, I love the fuck out of women. I love women. And I love them in the sense of, in a sisterhood, in a kindred spirit type way. And I love them on the intimate level, sexually intimate level. A sexual intimate level. As far as I'm attracted to them. And I would say this, I'm a dog. Meaning I used to be a dog, so therefore I'm a dog, even though I still don't do the same shit that I used to. Pretty much like an alcoholic. Once they was alcoholic, they still are alcoholic. Somebody on heroin used to be a heroin addict. They're going to forever be a heroin addict. So I say that I'm a dog on that level there. And there's things that I have done. I'm not embarrassed to talk about them. But at the same time, I don't want to throw all my shit out there. I don't want to throw all my dirt out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be judged by, especially like two things. I don't want to be judged by two things that I had done. And so I say that to say this. I'm speaking from the point of view of a person that got experiences of doing things with and to females. And also talking with females and getting an understanding of where they were coming from as they were talking to me. I've been a good listener, a great listener throughout all the years that, I've been in communication or been in affiliation with females and other people, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about females. And it's one of those things where it's not a thing about me having pity, but it's a thing of I wanted to learn everything I could possibly learn about females so that way I could understand each and every female that I would come in contact with, in the future as I live my life. And in that way, if I ever had a daughter, I had the state of mind of being in a position of having some experiences enough to try to help my daughter get through her life. Hope you understand where I'm coming from or what I'm trying to say. So anyway, it goes to a thing of if I had my daughter, or if I had a daughter, not if I had my daughter because I don't have any daughters. But if I had a daughter, from birth, what I'm saying, the love would be there, love would be genuine. Like I've said in other videos and in other times in my life, that I didn't want to have any kids unless I was financially stable and emotionally stable. So that way I can be all in trying to raise a child and trying to be a husband. You know what I'm saying? Everything had to be well balanced and had to be on the highest level as far as my standards go. I had one child that I didn't plan for And I didn't get to keep him in my life. But other than that, I used condoms, and I got lucky whenever I didn't use condoms. So I didn't bring any other children in the world for the rest of my life so far. So anyway, all that was a matter of choice. Meaning I didn't want to bring any children in this world unless I had my shit together. So my choice to be careful was overpowered by just being selfish. Just by being, irresponsible. Except for the times that I got lucky. Meaning, having unprotected sex. So it's like, going back to the hypothetical thing, if I had a daughter, she'd be loved. So, watching other people raising their kids, I got to see that, when they start walking, start getting into shit, I think it's wise to start disciplining a child at that time. You're going to be getting into shit, and it's one of those things where I didn't want to verbally abuse my children. So then I had to think, how am I going to get a child's attention if I'm going to be talking in a mild-mannered way? So I was like, man, I'm going to have to use some physical force still. So that means that I'm going to have to tap that diaper, tap that ass to get their attention, talk to them until they understand. And as far as where I go from there, I don't know. I've seen people do those two things and their kids turned out in different ways. They turned out in different ways. Some were good, some were bad, some were productive, some were not. So I don't know. But putting in the effort, I guess that would make me feel better as a parent. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to tell. I don't know. I've heard other parents talk about how they feel when they raise their kids and the challenges they got to go through. And, most times, when you're talking to a parent, they cussing their kid. They cussing about their kid in a way where it's like, okay, like, man, that motherfucker's getting on my nerves. I love him, but god damn. You know what I'm saying? And then, the praise is there. It's like, man, I got a badass kid, but shit, man, I wouldn't want to have any other kid. Or, I got a good ass kid, man. And then my kid makes me proud, you know what I'm saying? So many different levels of conversations that I've had with people who had kids, had daughters, to where I was like, wow, man, I'd like to go through that experience, but I ain't gonna force it, you know what I'm saying? Now, unless I was ready to really, really go through it. There's a lot of girls who will try you. There's a lot of girls who are just quiet and meek. You know what I'm saying? They don't want no smoke. They don't want no troubles. They don't want no issues. And then you got drama queens. You know what I'm saying? They can't stay out of trouble. You know what I mean? They can't. You know what I'm saying? They get on your nerves. And like I say, they try you. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you protect these children? How do you protect these women? I used to think that I would want to tell my kids, the information they needed to know, starting at an early age. I wanted my kids to have knowledge. And I wanted them to, to be worldly, have knowledge of the world. I wanted to be able to tell them things before they actually experience things. I wanted to be able to use the power of TV and music, to show them and let them hear things before they actually got out there and went through their own experiences. So when it came down to a daughter, you know what I'm saying? I wanted my daughter, I wanted my daughter to know that the world is out to get her in so many ways. And that she would have to be careful way more than the boy would. Because not only would she be from my culture and from my culture and ethnicity, it's one of those things where in America, we are the minority. If we were back in Africa, and was raised in Africa, it would be a whole different story, but yet there would be a whole different history that I would have to teach my daughter. But as an American, I would want her to know her history, her American history. At a young age. I would want my daughter to be what we call pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I don't know the correct definition, but I would think that I would want her to understand that everything about her culture and her ethnicity is very important and overweighs any other ethnicity. I would want her to learn as much as she could about all the other ethnicities, but people of her own color and of her own ancestry will be, more important. So, when it comes down to protection, like I said, I want her to know that men, majority of the time and the majority of her life, are going to want her as some type of sexual tool, some type of device more than a human. What I'm trying to say is, she'll be more of an exploratory vessel. You know what I'm saying? Men are going to want to explore her loins. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Men are going to be wanting to have sex with her. And wanting to conquer her sexually for their own reasons, their own purposes. And I'll tell her about my history with women and how I wanted to put a notch on my belt with the amount of women that I had sex with, how I was able to talk them out of their panties in order to have sex with them, meaning, how I would quote unquote wine and dine them, quote unquote, basically lie. I ain't gonna say quote unquote, but basically lied to them to get what I wanted. And sugarcoating things and all that kind of shit to get what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I think one of those names is, or one of those descriptions is being a narcissist. And being, starts with an S. Not a social deviant, but kind of like a social deviant. But man, it starts with an S. I think it starts with an S. It's not PS, like psychotic or anyway. I'm not trying to use all these big words that I don't know the definitions to. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of jacked up how you talk with people that use big words just because they think they know the meaning. You know what I'm saying? They've used it in so many ways that they think they actually know what it is. No, I don't want to do that. But those words are important. I just don't have them. So anyway, I want her to know that her daddy is talking out of experience. I will want her to trust my opinions and my reasons for wanting to give her as much knowledge that I could give her. You know, I want my daughter to learn how to defend herself physically and mentally and verbally. Mentally, more than anything, because her mental game would have to be so sharp. I'd want to be able to trust my daughter in the home and outside of the home, you know, at a very young age, because I would think that it was important. You know what I'm saying? I would want my daughter to be able to translate all the information that she could possibly translate so that way she could grow, you know, as a person. So like I say, it's like if she's watching something on TV, I would want her to be able to watch what to watch what they're doing, watch what they're saying, and to break it apart and, you know, be able to answer the who, what, when, where's, and why's of the situations that these characters were going through in the music, you know, on the you know, as far as their character of the movie. And so it's like I would need my daughter to have a very sharp mind. I would need her to be self-sufficient, because I would not want her to be codependent. I want her to be very independent. I want her to trust her own judgment, so that way she would make the right choices in life. I would want her to be aware of the clothes that she wears. I want her to be aware of her environments. Who's looking at her? You know what I'm saying? I want her to be able to see that it doesn't matter what her body frame is. You know what I'm saying? Whether she's got a big butt, big tits, little butt, big tits. You know what I'm saying? Or just opposite. You know, little tits, big butt, no tits, no butt. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I want her to know that no matter what her body frame is, what her physique is, yeah, I no matter what her physique was, I'd want her to know that there's going to be a man out there that's going to be attracted to her visually, and he's going to want to do something with her sexually. So that way she'd have her guard up at all times. I will want her to enjoy life to the fullest. But in order to enjoy life, I'd want her to be able to be, you know, to be sharp as far as enjoying life carefully. You know what I'm saying? No matter where she was, to be ready to defend herself in mentally, physically, or verbally. No matter where she was, no matter what time of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like to be woken up out of your sleep, ready to whoop somebody's ass if you're being violated. To be able to think on her toes. So that way, if she wakes up and somebody's trying to rape her, she know how to do some wrist locks, or to grab a finger, or to grab somebody's nuts. Or if it's a female, how to twist some nipples, how to pull hair, how to gouge at the eyes. You know what I'm saying? How to use her knees and her feet to, do some judo, some jujitsu. You know what I'm saying? How to manipulate somebody else's body to protect her own body. Even if she just got woken up. You know what I'm saying? I would want her to be able to defend herself even if she got hit and was feeling, concussed. Feeling like she was about to faint. So it's like, man, I want her to be able to protect herself if she was feeling cold or feeling hot, hypothermic or hyperthermic. You know what I'm saying? I wanted my daughter to be a fucking superhero to herself. You know what I mean? For herself. I just thought that was important. I really did. Like I said, I wanted her to enjoy life. So I wanted to be able to be a type of parent that I could bring all this to her. The enjoyment out of life, plus the truth out of life, plus, all these other areas to help her be whole. You know what I mean? It's like, I want my daughter to know that she's beautiful, even if her hair was nappy. Be like, man, my hair is nappy, but I know how to fix it. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have, I wanted to be prepared to raise a daughter with her mama in her life and without her mama in her life. And I wanted my daughter to be able to be strong and wise enough to grow into a decent person, even if something was to happen to me. So I wanted my daughter to be prepared for life. And all the different curves that she have to go around, all the different angles, out of everything she would have to go through to experience life. I wanted her to be prepared at a young age. And the reason why is because the importance of it is just that. It's that important that she, have everything that she could possibly have. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to invest all of my energy into my children if I was to ever have them. Like the child that I didn't get to raise. I'm going to tell you, quickly what happened with that. Me and a girl got together, had sex, conceived a child. She had some personal issues going on inside of her home. She didn't want to be at home. Being pregnant was a great reason to get married, get out on her own. I didn't want to get married. I was too young. She was too young. I was being real about the situation. I told her, man, I would love to be father to my child. And I'd love to be your man as we're growing and making things happen. But marriage be one of those things where we don't use a child as an excuse to get married. We don't use our personal problems as a reason to get married. You know what I'm saying? We don't force ourselves to grow up any more than we already have to. You know what I'm saying? We've already put ourselves in a position to where we have to grow up. But we still needed to be able to grow gracefully. But she wasn't down for that. And she stopped fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want nothing to do with me. And that came along with, as far as the law goes, the woman has all authority over a child. So when she disappeared, my child disappeared. Now I couldn't see my child. When she didn't want me to see my child, I couldn't see my child. I didn't want to be the type of person to add extra drama to my child's life because I was being selfish as far as being like, I want this to happen, so I'm gonna fight, cause all kind of issues to get what I want out of the situation. I've seen too many kids watch their parents fight. I didn't want that to happen. Not with my child. And in the process of that, I wasn't able to see my cut. I didn't get to see my kid. So that's what happened with me. And so hypothetically, I was like, man, if I ever had another child, I would want to be the best parent that I could be. So that's why I say, this video is about females and how we can protect them. And I think there's a lot of ways that we can protect our young ladies, our young women. I think there's a lot of ways that we can get them prepared for life before they have to experience it. And there's a lot of ways that we can go through their life as they are experiencing their lives. You know what I'm saying? It's like as they're going through school and dealing with peer pressure, as they're dealing with their hormones, as they're dealing with their physique and the changes that their body goes through. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be able to show my daughter how to shave her legs, how to shave her armpits, you know what I'm saying, how to keep herself groomed, how to keep her hygiene in check, even if her mother was there or if her mother wasn't there. I wanted to be able to give her all the resources that she could possibly have. Examples, you know what I'm saying? People, other women that she could, turn to get, that woman to woman. Everything she needed to get, you know what I'm saying, from that woman to woman bond and connection. So that way she would, you know what I'm saying, develop into the most beautiful woman that she could be. So anyway, it's just, I don't want to be sitting up here rambling and things, but just like raising a son is important in its own way, raising a daughter is important in its own way as well. And I get passionate about it because, you know what I'm saying, I've seen too many kids get brought into this world and get raised half-heartedly. You know what I'm saying? They get raised, you know what I'm saying, and then they don't get raised. You know what I mean? They don't get what they need to be the best that they could be. And I didn't want that to happen to any children that I brought into this world. I wanted my children to have everything that they could possibly have, to be the best people that they could possibly be. So I'm going to end this video right here. And these links to the movies, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to put down in the description because, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I figured if I was going to be a teacher, I'd want to have examples of what I'm talking about and where I'm coming from. So it's like, with this movie here, what about your friends? You got three females who are leaning on each other for support, emotional support, for friendship, all kind of things that they're helping each other grow. You know what I'm saying? And then with this movie on Black Girl, you know what I'm saying? You get to see how a young lady is trying to become something throughout personal distractions. Overcoming, becoming someone, even though she had personal distractions. All right, and then you got this documentary on Drew Dixon. And it's about bravery. You know what I'm saying? Being able to do something to help yourself and to help other people, even after you've been victimized, even after you've gone through some trauma. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave them in the description. You know what I mean? I got a disclaimer that goes like this: I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the dumbest person. There's a lot of things that I need to research, and there's a lot of things that I have researched. What I need for you to do is question everything that I say, research everything that you could possibly research out of this topic that I'm talking about, and share it with other people. Leave a comment down below, you know what I'm saying? But more importantly, share with other people as well. So I'm gonna get off here. I'm wishing you have a good day, good afternoon, good morning, and take care. All right.